What's going on, Colts Nation? Appreciate you joining me for another video. And before we get into the video, just know that in the description there is a link for Green Gridiron where you can get mini helmets or authentic NFL helmets. Okay, and make sure to use the discount code INDSYN at checkout and use that referral code down in the description so that they know I sent you. Okay, so again, go to the description. Holiday season coming up. Mini helmets, mini helmet accessories, helmets, helmet accessories, whatever the case may be. You want it for you, your man cave, a loved one, whatever the case is. Mini helmets and authentic NFL helmets can be found on Green Gridiron. The link in the description. Again, that is code INDSYN for the discount code. I appreciate you stopping by. And now let's get into the video. All right, Colts fans, we are here in week 10. We are already in week 10. I guess, the way our year is going, kind of should be a little thankful that this one's almost over. But nonetheless, we're more than halfway through the NFL season, at least the NFL regular season. Of course, playoffs and Super Bowl extends that. But for us, looks like probably not playoffs. So a little more than halfway through the season. And we got the Bills coming up. Bills coming into Lucas Oil. Games like this, right? The big games, important games, games against the best teams in the league are usually on the road. Just the way it traditionally is. Primetime games, always on the road. Just the way it is. Ever since Luck retired, that's the punishment that the Colts get. And for this game, right, going through the injury report, so far we know 2 wide receivers in this game that are not going to be playing, okay? On the Colts official website, okay, it is 12:30 when I'm recording this. The Colts official website says that Michael Pittman Jr. is out. Now, he is not practicing, so that was just inevitable, right? This is the first time where he's not going to practice at all through the week. And with him not practicing, he has already been scheduled as out, according to the Colts official website. Keon Coleman for the Bills, he is also already out, or at least not likely to play is what I saw. But every report this entire week has said that it's going to be tough for him to play this week. They hope to have him back for next week. But for our purposes, Keon Coleman will not be playing. But everybody else on both injury reports seemingly going to be good to go. The list for the Bills, I just scrolled down here. The list for the Bills is ridiculous. And most of these guys are actually pretty much every single one of these guys is full participant. So their injuries doesn't matter. But nonetheless, they got like half their team on the injury report, which is kind of crazy. But for the Colts, we just had Zaire Franklin, Mackin Savez, Dio Dangbo, Bernard Raymond, who did clear concussion protocol, and he's good to go, and Braden Smith, who probably should have been traded. So that's what we're looking at coming in this game, pretty clean for both teams. While I have your attention, if you enjoy the content, hit that like button, and of course, be subscribed and have notifications turned on. When you look at the channel, the amount of people that come here, 52.6% of the people that have watched content on this channel over the last month are not subscribed. And just to go deeper into those numbers, of the almost 14,000 views on this channel in the past month, 66.8% of those views come from people that are not subscribed to the channel. If you're one of those people, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Again, if you enjoy the content, hit that like button. Now, let's get back to the video. Of course, Joe Flacco is going to be the starter for the Colts. So coming into this one, I mean, it's just the offense has to find a way to get going. And I just don't know how that happens, right? You look at all the games that Flacco has played, and in the first 2, right, the Jacksonville, of course, he came in for Anthony Richardson, played most of the Steelers game, but realistically, Anthony, scored that first touchdown, got us in position to score that second touchdown where Joe Flacco caps that drive off. But the games where he started, right, games where Joe Flacco started, and the first 2 against Jacksonville and Tennessee, he ends up, the team goes with 10 points in the fourth quarter. We end up with 34 points in that Jacksonville game. That was a terrible defense. Alec Pierce went off, right? You just throw the ball downfield to Alec Pierce, let him go get it. And we were able to score So with Joe Flacco, I mean, no matter which quarterback it is, the offense has been extremely inefficient this season, just unable to really get things going consistently. And I don't expect that to change coming in, right? Steichen is a big part of that, right? And Steichen really has to just get going. He has to get his head out of his butt, you know what I mean? And he has to be able to turn back into 2022, 2023 Shane Steichen. We need you, bro. We need you. This offense needs you. Now, I do think Tanner Bortolini being in does help the offensive line. I think Ryan Kelly has been a bit of a liability this season. So I think from that aspect, it could be better. And of course, part of every game plan for us is to get Jonathan Taylor going. Well, it's harder to do that when Anthony Richardson's not in the game. The numbers suggest that everything about that situation, like Jonathan Taylor, it's just going to be harder to get him going if you don't have Anthony Richardson. And then defensively, obviously, it's all about stopping Josh Allen and making sure he can't kill you. And what Josh Allen is so good at is extending plays, right? Even running all the way to the sideline. And there's even a stat out there somewhere about, being within like 3 feet of the sideline and getting so much yardage and some outrageous stat. But Josh Allen can extend it like to the sideline and still be able to get first downs and make big plays from it. So it's not like just because you flush Josh Allen out of the pocket that it's more than likely going to be a positive play for you. You really got to be on top of it. You got to make sure that he's not extending the entire game. He's going to be able to do it. He's Josh Allen. But you just have to not let him kill you with those plays. And that's really the danger coming into this game. Right? And in the past, for the Bills, you didn't have to worry so much about the run game, and you really just had to worry about stopping Stephon Diggs. Hey, you hem up Stephon Diggs, good chance you stop him. But for the Colts, we haven't been able to stop tight ends. They have Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid, two very good tight ends. And even without Keon Coleman, they have a plethora of receivers, right? They're not super stacked at wide receiver with Stephon Diggs, but they do have enough guys on the team, right? Mac Hollins, they have Khalil Shakir, they have Amari Cooper, who they got just before the trade deadline. Like they have a guy like Curtis Samuel, somebody that I had talked about possibly coming to the Colts in the offseason. So the Bills have guys, and they also have James Cook, and then Ray Davis, I think, or Ray Davis, something, a rookie that they drafted who's been explosive for them. Like they have weapons on offense around Josh Allen. So it's not like this is going to be an easy game just because Keon Coleman isn't there, right? And just because this isn't the offense that we're used to seeing with Stephon Diggs. Like, this is going to be a difficult game for our defense. Even though defense has been performing well, they're going to need to really be able to step up here. And I just think this is going to be difficult from the offset because the offense can't stay on the field. Now, traditionally this season, the Colts are one of the best, if not the best, at scoring on their opening drives. Last week, even against the Vikings, we were rolling right down the field about to score on our opening drive. Until JT forgot how to be a running back and clutch the ball, right? So I think we could score on our opening drive, but I think we only get 3 points out of it, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if those are the only 3 points we're able to get. So really, like, as I look at this game, I look at the situation, look at this game, I see and this is what keeps coming to me. I've thought about this many times, and it just seems 17-3 at the end of the first half seems very likely. Seems like something that, if that's the case, wouldn't be surprised. And I've talked about earlier this week about how we could end up seeing the Colts be down at halftime and decide to go back to Richardson. Like, you got to think there's so much of the fan base that wants Anthony Richardson back in the lineup. There's so many people that are doing the free AR5, it's probably going to be chanted, right? If the offense can't get anything going, there are going to be a lot of people in the stands in Lucas Oil Stadium saying, hey, get Anthony Richardson back out there. So if we're down by a considerable amount at halftime, coming into the second half, I would assume we're going to make that quarterback change, and we're going to go back to Anthony Richardson, right? Because at what point do you continue to just lose and continue to see the offense struggle where you're like, okay, maybe Joe doesn't give us the best chance to win. Okay, maybe what happened with the Browns was a one-off thing. And at the end of the day, we're just not going to be able to have that kind of success with Joe Flacco, right? Maybe the offense that the Browns run is just the perfect offense for Joe Flacco. Whatever the case may be, Joe Flacco hasn't looked like, at least not consistently looked like, the Joe Flacco we hoped he would. right? The Joe Flacco we saw with the Browns last year. I thought getting that guy, if he had to get into the lineup, we'd be rolling right along and we'd be good. But I honestly think that because we can't get Jonathan Taylor going without Anthony Richardson being on the field, that you can't get Joe Flacco going, right? It all works together. Joe Flacco needs the play action game is what it really comes down to. And when you can't get the run game going, they can continue to cheat up to stop Jonathan Taylor, and then you have Joe Flacco unable to get the ball down the field, right? Because even on passing plays, he's doing a play action. So one of the worst play actions of all time, by the way. Joe Flacco on play action doesn't even get close to acting like he's going to hand the ball off. And then it takes time, and then by the time he turns around a second and a half later, the rush is coming, and he can't get the ball out down the field. Okay, so once again, just in case you didn't see the video, because I think the video from yesterday only has like 165 views, I will hold that L. Okay, I thought we could possibly operate better and be more efficient with Joe Flacco. I was wrong. I will hold that L. Hopefully we see Shane Steichen just be a man and hold that L and put Anthony Richardson back in. I don't want to sit here and watch the Colts continue to struggle on offense just to prove a point. Like with the point was proven, just like RG3 said on Twitter, dude. Point proven, put Anthony Richardson back in the game. Please. I don't want to watch that, okay? So, again, 17-3 in the first half. Anthony Richardson comes back in, and then we start making some plays. Again, the offense isn't going to be efficient just because Anthony Richardson steps in. We've seen the deficiencies from Anthony Richardson, so we could operate better. We could get more yards. We can have an explosive player or two and get some more points on the board. But at the end of the day, right, every game, last year, this year, every game, I have said the Colts were going to win. This is the first one. I'm just going to be real. And I want to say I don't think we're going to win this game. Whether Joe Flacco plays the entire game, we make a quarterback switch at halftime, I just don't think it matters. This Bills team is very good. I believe they're 7-2 right now. Very good football team. And I just don't see us winning this game. I'd like to say that we could come out and upset, and we put Anthony Richardson in at halftime, and he rewrites the narrative, comes out, and we absolutely dominate the second half. I just don't think that's the case. I think we can make it closer, right? Every game we've played, no matter how ugly it's been, every game we've played has been a one-score game. So at the end of the day, I could see Anthony Richardson making it close in the second half. But at the end of the day, again, going into halftime 17-3, by the end of the game, it could very easily be 31 or 34 for the Bills, where we end up with 21 or 24 points, right? So I just think this is going to be a difficult game. I think this team, and kind of what I was talking about in the Ballard video earlier in the week, like, it's just, I'm losing faith in the team as a whole, where we have talent on this team at different spots, but we're unable to come together as a team and be consistently great. I'm losing that faith, because at some point you have to show it's different, and it's just not. It's it's a sad day as a Colts fan for me. I feel like a lot of people have been where I am right now. Like, where I've finally gotten to this point, I feel like a lot of Colts fans have been there, right? I've seen people in the comment sections, I'm tired of watching mediocrity, and I've tried to defend this team time and time again. And I'm to a point where I can't do it, dude. We have to start winning. We have to start winning. I'm tired of being a joke of an organization. I'm tired of everybody going into each week, yeah, Colts are going to lose this game. Yeah, Colts are going to lose this game. Yeah, I'd be surprised if the Colts won this game. And it's just, like at some point, we have to be the bully, right? Which is what I talked about in the Ballard video. We have all these nice guys on the team. We need more Zaire Franklins. We need more guys that are okay with being the bully. We need people that are okay with being mean. Okay, come in and dominate the other team. Put your foot on their throat and dominate them. It is okay to keep your foot on their throat as they're screaming to get away, screaming and crying because you're bullying them. That's what you want. This is football. And we don't have a team that is okay with going in being the aggressor, a team that's going into each game being the bully. Okay, I think the Bills Have that dog mentality. Doug McDermott, people can say what they want. Doug McDermott has done a great job with that team since he got there. Josh Allen gives that team a dog mentality. And I just think that there are too many dogs on that team and not enough on ours. So at the end of the day, I have us losing this game. And I'm just going to say final determination 31-24. It does end up being one score, but the scoreboard doesn't tell the story in this game, just like the Vikings game. And at the end of the day, we're just not good enough to beat the Bills. We're just not. I wish we were. Wish I could say differently, but we're not. So that's my prediction for the game. Of course, I'd like to know what you guys think is going to happen in this game. Again, Michael Pittman Jr., Keon Coleman, the only two people as of right now that look like they're going to be out for this game. Everybody else should be good. But of course, again, tell me what your thoughts are on the entirety of this game, what your thoughts are on my prediction for this game, whatever the case may be. Just get down in the comment section. Love to hear what you guys have to say about it. And of course, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you continue to get notified anytime we have any more content coming out. Do have another video I want to do today, and I do finally have some time today. So subscribe, notifications on. Appreciate you stopping by for another video. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.